Hello everyone, it is Seeing Eye Day 21. Welcome to the vlog. I did invite Hennig out, she's right now in her crate, but she was like, I'll come out for a minute and then I'll go back in and sleep. And of course that minute happened to be right before I got my camera all set up. Yeah. Dog bedtime in the kennels is like 6 p.m. They all are asleep by then. And given the events of our day, the human is tired too. Which explains why I am vlogging in clothes that I've never vlogged in before. And will hopefully never vlog in again. I really apologize. Anyways, this morning we went on a hike down a little trail. It was kind of rugged. There was some uneven terrain, not anything like the huge rocks that you climb over in Phoenix, but pretty dang good as far as just rugged things, uneven things go. In Phoenix on the hiking trails, there are no streams, there are no ponds, and there are no mud, and we got to see all three of those things today. That hike was super fun because Hennig just loved it. She loved being in the woods, and she loved, I don't know. She loved the whole experience. There were no pigeons, thank goodness. There were a couple times where she tried to chase a chipmunk, but she made it past without me having to take nearly as extreme of measures to say as I did when there were pigeon distractions. So that's that. We're both super tired. It wasn't even a very long hike. Although when we were looking at a map at a fork in the road, kind of a trail marker, my instructor met up with these two people and they were deciding which route to go. And they were just talking about it kind of among themselves, figuring out which color indicated which route. And one of the ladies was like, you could take, I think it was the blue, you could take the blue and that would give you 6.5 miles. Which we did not have time for because I had an exit interview this morning. The exit interviews are not bad. They're just an opportunity to talk with the higher-ups of the Seeing Eye about your experience, about what they can do better, about things that they did good and that they should keep. The one thing that exit interview made me realize, though, is how nervous I am to go home. Because here, you have a very controlled environment. If something goes wrong, or if you have a question, you are just a shout away from an instructor. And the thing I like about the Seeing Eye is that they are a family. They really value the family tie. And so you can always call and speak to the managers if you're having a problem. But when you have a 3-hour time zone change, and, not saying it's not accessible, it's just not as easily accessible. But here is a very safe environment. Nothing bad is really going to happen to you. But at home, you can't control what happens. You can't control what the other dogs do. You can't control the people who drive their Priuses and Teslas out in front of you because they're cutting you off like jerks. I use Prius and Tesla as examples, by the way, because they're just the first hybrid cars I could think of. And hybrid cars are pains in the butt when you're trying to cross a street and you're trying to judge your traffic, but you can't hear the hybrid cars. Meh. Anyways, it's just, you lose that safety net. You lose a little bit of that control. Anyway, this afternoon we went to a different mall. And we went into a bookstore and a movie store. Hennig decided to sniff some books right as we got into the bookstore. which was not fun. Oh, we also went into an Apple store, and what was super cool about the Apple store is that Hennig could sit right under the counter. She fit just perfectly enough that if she was sitting between me and the counter, she'd be out of sight because she could go under. Which was also really cool because it meant I could lean over the edge and play with the iPhone X. By the way, as a voiceover user, I almost don't recommend the iPhone X because you have to learn a totally new set of gestures. They don't have a home button. I don't know if you guys were aware of this, but they don't have a home button. And so you have to figure out how to slide up on the screen and not do it too fast and not do it too slow. It's haptic technology. I don't understand why they took away the home button, because the iPhone X is much bulkier than my iPhone SE. Anyways, sorry about that random off tangent. I just think they could have fit a home button in there. We got an encounter with a guy who wanted to pet my dog. I handled it so nicely. I was so happy. Like, yes, I can handle anything. What happened is he wanted to pet my dog, but he was talking to my instructor. He's like, can I pet the dog? And my instructor said, well, you should ask her. And I immediately, didn't even give him a chance. And maybe I should have, I don't know. But I was like, oh, no, she's working. Didn't even think about it, didn't freeze up, nothing. Just, yeah, she's working. No, thank you. That I inserted earlier was definitely not part of the conversation. Anyways, so that happened. Then after dinner, we had a going home lecture. I find it very hard to believe that I am here, that I trained with a dog, that I was allowed this opportunity. Because I realized, especially in my exit interview, we live in an area where you really have to drive at least 5 minutes to get from point A to point B. And it's a matter of going into destinations, really working the destinations. There's not a whole lot you can go on your own. I mean, I'm pretty competent with traffic. Could I manage it? Yeah. But I don't know. It made me very nervous. Again, the going home lecture, the exit interview to take my dog into my home area. And it made me really wonder why I was accepted. I don't know. I'm very hard on myself, and I have been throughout this whole process. Because it's a very humbling process. It's a huge lifestyle change. And I don't know if I respect kids that get their seeing eye dog right before they go into college, or if I want to sit them down and be like, what are you doing? Because that's 2 lifestyle changes within a few months. That's not easy. You go from being a cane user, which is a different lifestyle, to abruptly having to pay your own rent and your own bills and stuff. And college, which is a different lifestyle than high school. Yeah. I don't know. There is never really a perfect time for a lifestyle change. You just kind of have to throw yourself in. I played the piece that's playing in the background right now with my youth symphony, and it's so distracting because this is the part where the woodwinds come in. Yeah. Sorry. Anyways, if you liked this video, I'm sorry this one got really philosophical and kind of rambly, please feel free to subscribe and leave us comments with your questions, with things you would like to see me do in the future. The subscriptions and the comments mean more to me than the thumbs ups, but if you would still like to give us a thumbs up, feel free. Also, if you have missed any episodes of this journey or would like to rewatch any, feel free to check out my Seeing Eye Dog playlist. I've been updating it, by the way, and the link works, so there's no excuses. If you need to catch up, go check it out. Also, that's the other thing. There's two other things. If you would like to consider donating to the Seeing Eye or learning more about the Seeing Eye, you can visit their homepage, which is also linked in the description. And in the description is a lovely message from Hennig and myself. It is the exact same message every single day, but I think it's a very important reminder, important enough that I would put it in my description every single time I upload. So, check it out if you haven't seen it already. And even if you have, you might want to give yourself a refresher course. Anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow. I don't know. Brain just totally blanked. Anyways, see you guys tomorrow. And have a good night and a good day. Okay, bye.